A large low in the Tasman Sea will dominate our weather through until Sunday. Hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you for joining us. This big low on the animated wind map, it certainly looks significant, but it's reached its peak, which means over the next few days it will gradually start to fall apart as it moves very slowly from the mid-Tasman Sea to just north of Cape Reinga, and it takes from now till Sunday for that to happen, so it's going to be a slow process. You can see the subtropical winds coming through. That's the reason why we've been seeing so much low cloud and fog patches and drizzly areas around northern New Zealand. You can see the southerly coming up and the northerly coming down, and the two meet together here around the very top of the North Island. That's where conditions will get windier later on today and tonight. There will be some gales in exposed areas, maybe a couple of isolated power cuts as well, but for the most part, worst weather is mainly out at sea. So let's try and make sense of it. The rain coming through for the next 24 hours. This is until Thursday morning, and there'll be more following on after that as the low comes in without as much wind, but still some more rain. So the next 24 hours, the area up here with purple, that is basically getting into around that 60 millimetre mark around that eastern side, the Bay of Islands. Once you get into Auckland, and perhaps more importantly the Hunua Ranges, the totals drop right down to about 25 millimetres. So there'll be some rain, but not as much as you'd like, mostly because Coromandel Peninsula will block that. And then obviously the further south you go, it's dry or mainly dry. There just might be a little bit of drizzle at some point today or tonight around the eastern side of the South Island. So let's take a look at how Thursday is shaping up. We've got this big low. It is slowly starting to weaken on Thursday, although you can't really see it. You can't see the weakening, that is. You can see the low. The northerlies are coming down. They're subtropical, so yes, it is mild. Both night and day, they're above normal across northern New Zealand. No frosts, not even close to frosts. And there'll be downpours again, mostly around Coromandel and Western Bay of Plenty, some getting into the Auckland area. Dry spells come after it. By Friday, the centre of that low starting to weaken a little bit now. It's starting to fill in. High pressure, though, remains in this sort of smiley face shape around the lower portion of New Zealand, keeping things mostly settled. You will notice that nor'easter, though, at the end of the week. Bit more cloud around the eastern side and northern areas, and a few drizzle patches here and there in the South Island. The rain now from that first area of rain, the same one that's moving down today, Wednesday, well, by the time we get to Friday, that is now pushing in around East Cape and Gisborne and Hawke's Bay, and another burst of rain and showers coming into the north. So the weekend sees more of the same. The South Island's under high pressure with a nor'easter going along that eastern coastline, bringing cloud and some drizzle patches, but it's cold inland. You'll still get some frosts, especially the further south you are. And in the North Island, the low is weaker, but you've still got subtropical winds, and even down here around sort of Wairoa, Hawke's Bay, down towards Wairarapa, the wind flows are coming up from near the Cook Islands. So it's not cold, and that same Cook Islands wind flow is also coming down the eastern side of the South Island. That's the reason why you'll get a bit more humidity, drizzle and cloud. And we get in towards Sunday and we see that low to the north. It is finally weakening. It's 1,004 hectopascals. It's moving further away from us. High pressure over the South Island. Still a slight northerly or northeasterly though, and still a few showers stuck around the north. But our final map for next week shows the change in our weather pattern. The low moves out to the east. It's still being fed by tropical airflows, so that's the reason why it might enhance a little bit as it moves away from us. But next week, really, we've got a wall of windy westerlies coming through, and behind it another low and some cold southerlies, mostly around the lower South Island, around the middle part to later of next week. So there's a lot going on at the moment, but it's certainly warmer than it should be for northern New Zealand, and the rain is welcome for most of you. So overall, it's a pretty good forecast. I'll see you again tomorrow with the latest.